And finally, we can get the fuck out of here. Didn't get to wrap up everything, but don't care.
So?
One more thing. I want to make sure that, for fuck's sakes, the guy whose name I constantly forget, the Order scientist that was captured and held captive on here, is he on board? At the same time, I don't know what I would do anyway, even if he wasn't. I mean, I don't have a location to go after, so might as well set sail.
So?
Yeah, we're ready to set sail.
Ready to set sail when you are, Your Holiness.
Open quest will be closed and archived. Fine.
Fantastic. Now, on to the interesting part.
Please, let's get to the interesting part.
After many adventures, the party finally reached the place where Godwo can go to become divine. But more surprises and difficult choices awaited.
So, Losa, here we are, the Nameless Isle. I imagine the demon inside you is all aflutter with excitement.
Melody's got in a new portrait.
And no wonder. Divinity is near at hand. Incredibly near. I trust that you'll keep him in check, now more than any other time. If you don't, the result will be cataclysmic, apocalyptic, very, very bad. Carrying on then. Still, it's what's on the inside that counts, isn't that right? And this is the place you're meant to become a god. I can't help but wonder exactly what you intend to do with such a power.
For the good of the realm, I guess. No, let's say that power, once yours, will be yours to wield as you see fit.
That's true, technically. But do be wary of putting yourself first at the expense of others. Those who are mistreated tend not to bear their condition indefinitely. Remember that. You'll want to hurry now. Divinity is waiting, after all.
Ask her what you should expect on the island.
Excellent question. Normally, this place ought only to be known to Godwoken, but judging by the ships burning in the bay, there's been a breach, let's call it. Regardless of who's on the island, all that matters is who ascends. Make sure that's you. The strongest will survive and ascend.
Ask about this wellspring your god mentioned.
I'm hardly an expert on the matter, but I'm smart enough to put two and two together. Where there is an ocean of source, there is a well for drawing from it. To rise to divinity, you probably need to take a gulp, though I'm sure it won't be that simple.
Gareth greets you warmly. He's oddly chipper. More chipper than you've ever seen him, and certainly more chipper than most people mourning dead loved ones.
That's probably not a good sign. I'm trying to see if there are new spells. You have your standard Geomancer 3s. Geomancer 5. You don't have overpower. Just cost about 10,000 points. Well, whatever. It's not like we have to buy it now anyway.
I should thank you. I don't know what came over me. Praise Lucian, I had you to put me on the right track.
Build your head. He seems in an awfully good mood.
I am feeling, well, if not good, then certainly better. I just needed time to think. My parents led good lives. I'd rather celebrate them for the love they gave me than to wail over their loss. Besides, we have work to do. Once we anchor at the Nameless Isle, I'll scout ahead, see if I can help locate the council and ease the way. I'll report to you on what I find.
I don't want to. We have a few choices here. Either say that's not a good idea, not thanks, say it isn't necessary, ask him to stay behind, or joke with him. I don't think it's a good idea to have him stay behind, but I'm also sort of worried that he might be basically borderline suicidal with his efforts at this point. So I wouldn't want to send him anywhere on his own. He's gonna cause trouble. The ease the way situation worries me. Joke with him. You hope it goes better than when he was scouting for Joy.
Right you are, right you are. Luckily, I've learned a few lessons, and as you know, I've a pretty good punch.
Gareth winks farewell and hums to himself. You recognize the tune. Blessed and bold. A hymn praising Lucian.
I can sense the raw powers of the source rippling through the air. The island, yonder. It is doom or destiny.
Yeah, but this is another mid-trip. We have to go to Arx at some point, otherwise quite a few of the plot threads makes no sense. So this is just a stepping stone toward that. Ask him what's on his mind.
Your mind. The demon that's in there. As long as it possesses you, divinity will be his, not yours. You mustn't give it the chance, Losa.
What exactly can I do, though? The Shadow Prince? Okay, what the hell is that about? Red Prince's personal quest.
Hello. This island is something else, huh? I'll bet I can find many interesting ingredients here. Of course. Told you I would, didn't
Alien
I?
life essence. I'm guessing life refers to polymorph. Because there are 4 elements: shadow, which would be scoundrel. No, doesn't necessarily go that way though. Any chance of getting pixie
Sure
dust?
thing. I'll start hunting.
It seems to have a lot of uses. Upgrade uses. Tarquin! Tarquin... Who are you really?
Tread carefully, my dear. Those are black ring banners that I spy on the shore.
Yeah, who are the Black Ring, by the way? A lot of interesting stuff, I suppose.
I studied the tablet that you so generously provided. It showed me everything I need to know about creating a functional Swornbreaker. Once I have that, I'll be free of the Covenant. And free to spend the rest of my days with Mahali. See those structures further inland? Remarkably like those from the caverns of the Black Pits, aren't they? Should you discover the parts needed for a Swornbreaker, please bring them to me. I'll make it worth your while.
It should be a high priority, because we are going to encounter the Sworn here so at some point, so we would probably want to get the Sworn Breaker as early as possible.
Also, you will likely encounter sworn followers of the God King on that island, I suspect. I would avoid combat if possible. Death can be less than final for them, if the God King wills it.
Yeah. Ask her for some advice on how to proceed unhindered.
Almira doesn't respond right away. Instead, she turns and gazes intently at the island. After a long moment, she finally speaks.
I sense a familiar presence. The Sallow Man. Yes. He's there somewhere. Likely commanding Black Ring forces. You should seek him out. He's a foul creature, but not opposed to cutting a deal. Beware his underlings, though. If they challenge your presence, pose as a thrall of mine, and you should gain safe passage. My name should still command respect among them.
Do what you must at this place, sorcerer. I don't want to linger a moment longer than necessary.
Large resist all potion. Immunity to a lot of stasis effects. Attention, invisibility wouldn't be horrible either. Play with cash. These are the type of things that we're gonna love if we have to do hard boss fights if we can't do otherwise. It could be money wasted or basically easy mode in a tough situation. It's worth the precaution.
Quite a journey I've found myself on with you. Is this where it ends, I wonder?
This is something we also have to keep an eye on. This level of scrolls is, frankly, it's pathetic. So, at most we've gotten access to abilities that might be level 2, tier 2 spells. So, nothing particularly interesting. I buy runes? I don't think so. I mean, they're useful without a doubt. There's not an immediate need for them. Note that the island seems to rife with dangers. Might he be able to offer any advice on how to proceed?
Dangers indeed. You can almost hear the sounds of battle when the wind shifts correctly. And where there's battle, there's bound to be mercenaries. Gleku Duma, the words of the lone wolves. No doubt my former comrades will have them in their employ. Speak their words, and you might pass. Speak their words, and you might pass. Consider it a token of my thanks for the assistance in retrieving Anathema.
Okay, made any progress with the Anathema?
My efforts continue. I must admit it's quite an intricate piece to work with, even for someone like myself. I remain confident of success, though.
What do you mean by former comrades? Who did you serve?
Pursuit of my interests has led me to fall in with some disreputable company in my time. For a short while, one such group was the Black Ring. I know, not something to be proud of, but they let me do as I wished, so desperate they were for aid after the Deathfall cut them down to size. A fine arrangement, until they started preaching about this God King and his infernal covenant.
He snorts derisively.
The last thing this world needs is another would-be god, and an army of fools willing to follow him.
Ask just what is this covenant?
It's a sop to all the fools who think that someone will grant them power and immortality in return for loyalty. This God King has caused to make war with the Seven, and the Covenant is how he's gathered his army. They become sworn, as it was put to me, bound to serve, die, and be reborn for the God King for as long as he wishes. Then at some ill-defined point in the future, they think they'll be rewarded.
What would be the point? I mean, what would be the point of be rewarding them after they're already sworn and bound to serve? You've gotten everything you can get from them, and I think the rewarding will probably be a lot of effort. So why would they go through with it?
You should have seen them all. On their knees, worshipping a new tyrant just to spite 7 old ones. I got away from them while I still could. Unfortunately, Dallas was waiting to snatch me.
What do you know about the God King?
There's a clue in the name. He's a god, or something that wants to be a god. Continue to march to the Seven's beat, and I'm sure you'll find out exactly what he is. They're all the same, you know. Tyrants, liars, carrion birds. The best thing would be for them all to destroy each other and leave the rest of us to live in peace.
Depending on what the promise is, though, he might keep it. Where exactly are we? Level 16 with okay-ish equipment, I guess. Pick a direction and go. Oh fuck, Gareth went the other way. I get him. Ah, he disappeared. Shriekers, maybe. There's just a blood scene on the map, even though it's zoomed out like this. I guess there's hopes of finding something in the shipwrecks. If nothing else, we might find information why Who's leading who here? What are their forces? Pocket change. Purge corpse.
These bodies have been purged.
Who could have done this?
I suspect we shall soon find out.
Point. Diary. Can jump over this if we want to. Some sort of an enemy camp. What does the diary say? We have ascended the mountain, but our path to the wellspring is blocked by a gate that refuses to open. The court is filled with statues of the seven, each with runes of the sun or the moon. But I cannot discern their purpose. I will investigate the temples, for I do believe that
No ghosts remain. All are purged.
when you say purge, what exactly does it mean in this context? I don't see anyone. A level 16 wounded warg. Please, it's level appropriate enemies. If they're even enemies.
Black Ring. Could they be doing the purging? I've never seen
The
ruins
plot
like these.
thinnens. You don't get out much, do you?
Looks like there's a lot of passageways we can go to. I'll go forward just to see where we'll end up. Ooh. Combat.
As if from nowhere, a sweating warrior appears before you.
Who the hell's be you?
Allow your voice to take Almira's tone. Tell the vessel to whom he speaks is hers.
Thralls to Almira. I borrow Yawa grunts, mistress. The Divine Order pigs be here at the temple, and I would have Yawa pets kill 'em.
He points you towards the nearby temple, where a skirmish continues.
You have Yawa orders. Get to it.
Tell him Almira will permit you to help him.
I thank you kindly, mistress. Now, thralls, get out to it.
I don't see how it really matters. More or less you choose a side or kill everyone. I think we might as well choose a side. We are going to go up against the Magisters no matter what, and Magisters are the ones who are in control because they deathfog the Black Ring. But at the same time, I don't want to alive the Black Ring in any way. I think they're both terrible choices. But they talked with me first, so they get to live. Glitter dust. Marked. Character no longer receives high ground bonuses. When attacked from lower ground, attackers receive no penalties. Dodging -100%. Cannot turn invisible. Delay.
Glory is mine.
I'm thinking, should I boost or should I get into the fight? Ah, indeed. Right, can I do something useful? No, I would need to strip of him of his armor first. 240. Yeah, can't really do anything all that useful. We have the numerical advantage here anyway, so I'm not sure how much I really even bother trying to do here. The fight seems fairly trivially easy. I could teleport his ass. He'll take some damage, but he'll be right where he needs to be. It's his turn actually. No? Well, it's gonna be a bad day for you, I guess. Yeah, about almost 1,000 points of damage. How the hell do you cast Curse? A lot of enemies can do it, so there has to be a way to learn it. That's a dirty trick. Causing damage to your own guys so the shackles of pain will harm the enemy. There's really not that much I can do here. Temple of Relic. So humans. Okay. Situation under control. Holy hand grenade.
Junk.
Paladin arm. Black Ring Diary. Hurting Wand. So they're using... Hurting means source vampirism, that's it. They're draining things of source. Okay, I want to share stories?
Fight well for underlings.
Cursed Firestorm Grenade. I think we should just steal these. This is a good reason to leave these guys alive. Shrug, you've had practice.
And you shall have more. You may even kill a Godwoken if you can find one. Maybe even old Alex himself.
Alexander, hide your surprise and ask nonchalantly if the Bishop Divine is here on the island.
Do not be so eager, underling. It won't be you who kills him. You fight well, but not that well, huh?
You frown with surprise. Alexander vanished along with all the others when the Lady Vengeance breached the Hall of Echoes. You assumed he was dead.
No, I didn't. Why would I assume that? Oh, won't he be ever so happy to see us? This is going to be extra fun.
If he still thinks he's the one that will replace Daddy Dearest, he's in for a surprise.
I would imagine there's going to be some kind of a group collection gathering at the source eventually, and we're just going to have to fight it out. It'll probably be a three-way fight.
Cutting him down a second time will be even more satisfying than the first. And this time, it'll be permanent.
That's assuming we can keep the party together. So Alexander will be one, we'll be one, and Black Ring's God King will be a third one. Assuming, because he's shrouded in mystery, I'm assuming the God King will be my main boss, really.
Has as many lives as a cat, it seems. Let's see if he acts like one when cornered.
Could be the typical us versus Alexander for most game, and then the true main baddie comes from the background and might even join forces to take him down. Still, at the end, there can be only one in this one. So every alliance would be temporary.
With twinkling eyes visible through his helm, the Reaver offers you an apple, shiny and red. It is perfect in every way.
Reach for it.
He shakes his head and points to your mouth, beckoning for you to open it.
No, take your leave. I don't want to play his games.
How spectacular. Did you see the light fade from their eyes? Their expressions as they passed from this world?
The necromancer looks wistfully at one of the bodies.
To experience the transcendental, there is such beauty in it all.
You've always felt there was satisfaction, a clean kill, certainly.
Oh, yes. Yes. Martial combat is all well and good for lesser creatures, but I'm talking about the metaphysical. The moment when you reach out to touch the void. What do you see? What do you experience? What secrets does the universe reveal? I wish I could feel it. Just once before our God King raises the faithful to immortality, before the chance is gone forever.
Look at him quizzically. He wants to die?
Well, yes. Aren't you curious? I want to experience that moment, that fleeting moment as soul and body float apart. Of course, our Lord will resurrect the faithful when he himself is reborn. For us, death is a temporary inconvenience. So, perhaps you could perform a service for your betters and inconvenience me? Give me that gift.
And he can't perform this service himself. Ask why he needs you.
Because suicide is a different matter entirely. If I were discovered with my own hand on the blade, my right to eternity would be revoked. Our Lord prefers his servants to be useful to the end. But if it was your hand, well, you aren't even initiated. What could you possibly have to lose?
Seems logical. Throw your weapon and prepare to strike.
What? With that? Please, we are not slaughtering farm animals.
He reaches into his robes and pulls out a dagger. Its long, thin blade looks wickedly sharp. The necromancer grins as he hands it to you and pulls aside the cloth covering his heart.
Here, strike true, and let us see what awaits me.
Take the dagger and drive it into his chest.
He gasps in shock as the knife pushes through flesh, muscle, chips a rib, and enters his beating heart. He falls forward, clutching at you.
Oh, my.
His hands curl around your neck, and as his eyes meet yours, he opens his mouth to speak again, and the light fades from his eyes. You pull the gore-covered dagger from his chest, and his body slumps to the ground, limp and still.
Black Ring Sacrificial Dagger, Necromancy, Accuracy, Lifesteal. It's a lot of lifesteal, 25%. It should only work against Vitality though, not armor. Right, this is a much better weapon. It lacks the rune, but even without the rune it will be doing more damage. Also has better accuracy bonus, also has lifesteal. I'm gonna insert a larger rune. Trying to look at other items that have masterwork runes in them. There really are none. Small flame rune. Seriously? Well, I don't exactly have amazing options here. Another purging wand.
The warg snarls at you. Its muzzle is stained crimson with the blood of its enemies, its flank with blood of its own. The hilt of a sword protrudes from its back.
I kill you, man-meat!
Reach for the sword.
The warg growls louder, arches its neck, and opens its jaws around your arm.
Grip the sword by the handle.
The warg's jaws close upon your arm. You feel the pressure of its fangs upon you, but there is no pain. At least, not yet.
Pull.
The warg whimpers as the blade slides free, then slowly, carefully releases your arm.
Today I not kill you, man-meat.
And licks your face.
We are diseased. For some reason. It'll go away soon. Paladin's sword. Pull from a black ring war. This sword is notched and scarred, with evidence of many battles fought.
If Mistress Almira would have her thralls report to camp there yonder, we would make use of them.
Okay, there yonder is a slightly vague term. Maybe at the Elven Temple. Now we can control the lights.
The altar stands before you, flecked with moss and the cracks of age. An ant crawls across the surface, dipping in and out of the inscription that's engraved on the rock. In honor of Ralik, first of the gods and patron of humanity.
Turn, walk away. We don't know what we need to do here. I don't want to start messing about too much. Let's look at our options. We're looking for any kind of a event or a situation where there are level 16 creatures. map out where we sort of start to hit the borders of that.
This place will be nice when it's finished.
Let us knock it all down and start again.
Arch Ruby, level 17. Crook the Troll, level 16. Carting up passage. Level 16 something. Looks like a camp. No harm in going and talking to the troll. Ah, there is a cave.
The troll leans in and glares at you with beady little eyes. His breath is like a butcher's offal bucket, left in the sun too long.
No cave for you.
Hinted that he had dealings with some of his compatriots before. Krog and Mork, they were called. Can't he just trust you and let you pass?
No care about other puny trolls. They are weak next to Krog. Nothing can defeat Krog.
Okay, what's in the
cave for you?
What's in the cave?
The troll crosses his arms across his chest and shakes his head.
I get sack of meat every day to watch cave. Not answer questions about cave. Island keeps me strong, stronger than other trolls. Go now, or there will be pummeling.
Okay, why are you guarding the cave?
I tell you this already. I guard cave for sack of meat. Every day, a new sack filled with tasty chunks. Human, elf, lizard, all is good.
Claim that you are a troll of Almira and need to get past.
Huh? Stop your mouth noises. No cave for you. No cave for you. I tell you this before.
Give him the sign of the lone wolves.
The troll stares at you in abject confusion for a long moment, before...
No cave for you.
Okay.
No cave.
I want to get past you.
The troll grimaces and spits a melon-sized glob of phlegm onto the ground near your feet.
No cave for you.
Claim that you're here to speak on his behalf. One sack of meat a day is hardly enough for a specimen like him. If he lets you pass, you'll see that he gets 2 sacks per day.
The troll looks over you thoughtfully, while one of his fingers rummages around his nostril.
Cave for you.
Right, so that's an option at least. Not sure I care enough to go in there. Same time, we can always take a look. The troll was level 16 after all. Blood.
An empty cave with a bare altar. Strange.
Right, to a sacrifice to get through a door.
The altar before you seems relatively bare. There is no inscription to a god and no offering placed. All you can see is a smear of blood on its surface and a hollow that seems to call for something.
So you need an item and you need a blood sacrifice.
A Black Ring captain stands before you. She looks remarkably ordinary, you think, as far as Black Ring go. But then you hear a voice inside your head.
Tell me who you are, or I will kill you. And do not doubt me, for I tell the truth.
Wonder to yourself if she can read your mind. Imagine dancing with her, drunk in the moonlight.
Her expression does not change. She cannot read your mind, but you can read her face, and you see she grows impatient.
Tell me who you are, or I will kill you.
Adopt Almira's tone and tell her these vessels are her thralls.
Then they may live, for now. That they may kill the divine pigs, and kill the Godwoken, kill them all, and then perhaps they die and rise again.
Keep your peace, not in acknowledgement, and turn away. What exactly is the aura she's emitting? Wordless does not speak, and today neither do you. So it is silence aura? Yes.
An undead reaver lifts a clay goblet of wine and drinks deep. Only the wine trickles out through a hole in his side a moment later. He glances at you with a shrug.
A shopkeeper. I'm not really looking to buy anything. Ethereal Storm. Unpredictable projectiles from distant planes strike a target area, dealing random elemental damage to enemies or healing allies. Summoning 5. 70-meter range. Again, nice range. Duration 2 turns, cooldown 5 turns. Summoning seems pretty random.
Force of habit. Life will taste good again once the God King's victory is sealed.
Not that it looks like he needs the wine cork, not the wine.
The reaver shoots you a withering look, as much as his wasted features will allow.
A good joke would make me feel alive again. Truly alive. If you encounter one, do let me know.
Not that he seems quite confident of success.
I don't need confidence. I have faith. The God King restores the injured, resurrects the fallen. I lay dead and forgotten until he brought me back. He rewards the loyal.
Hey, tell me about the God King.
The reaver utters a dry cluck of disapproval from the desiccated remains of his throat.
Your mistress should have enlightened you, thrall. The God King is the true king. The so-called 7 gods betrayed him and cast him down. Now it's time for him to rise again.
Hmm.
He looks you in the eyes, raises the palm of his hand towards you. Serpent-like coils writhe beneath the skin. The skin blackens. Noxious black smoke pours from him.
An alchemist. Crafting components. Some of the potions are somewhat interesting, that's about it.
Into your mouth, your tongue turns dry, then rough, almost scaly, and you feel your source, unsettled, as if attracted to the man's black eyes. As the black smoke snake takes over your tongue, you feel yourself slipping away. You see a vision, an army of the undead, risen to turn the world to a lifeless waste. At its head, a god king.
Will yourself to repulse the spell. Gently blow his serpent back to him.
The smoke snake returns to its master. Your mouth returns to normal, and with a sibilant hiss, the alchemist begins to laugh. He tips his temple in salute. For a moment, a black smoke snake coils around his fist, and then is gone.
Nice people.
A black ring witch stands before you, cool and collected, breathing easily. Her steady gaze upon you betraying a hint of disdain, and of intrigue too. You may fancy you can hear her heartbeat. Then the regular thump, thump, thump stops. A smile twitches upon her lips. Suddenly her heart goes boom, like the erupting of a volcano. Boom, boom, boom. Her heartbeat returns to normal, and she gives you a look filled at once with menace and with lust. A look that says you cannot touch her heart.
Nice looking ballista. Don't seem to be able to do much though. What about the captain?
You serve the God King.
Your enemies shall be cast down. The wrongs of the Seven shall be put right, thanks to the God King. Obey him.
The dreamer's eyes have rolled over white. His fingers twitch as you near. A cold presence suddenly seizes you. Your breath shortens, and a voice enters your mind, probing. Losa, the prey that my master seeks, God-woken.
Call me think back a response. If you were God-woken, then this is the last place you'd be.
The cold presence ebbs away. You take a deep breath. The voice offers parting words. Very well. Go, in service of the God King.
Right, we were about to get into a big fight, I guess. I want more rune frames. The biggest benefit I can see would be if we could get more spell slots. That would be useful. Especially big spells take so much room that it takes a lot of attributes to increase that. But with the rune we could sort of bypass that and add it to an existing thing. Not sure what translates to with memory though. And the scrolls continue to be unimpressive. The healing ritual could have some use. Source orbs.
The
covenant.
dreamer's eyes do not see you. His mind is elsewhere, locked in a dark rapture as he torments the Magister. The Magister cowers, oblivious to you. The dreamer is twisting her own mind into a maze of her worst nightmares.
I don't want to go in the cellar. Please.
Your enemies shall be cast down.
Permanently blind.
A black ring priestess turns to you. Her astonishing beauty takes your breath away. Her gaze drifts past you, and you realize that she's blind. She breathes in, as if tasting the air, as if tasting you.
Compelled to taste her too. Take a step towards her.
She laughs and raises one hand, telling you to wait. She produces a mirror of darkest black, holds it up as if to look upon her own magnificence, and then speaks, as if to herself.
I found God woken.
She waits a moment, as if listening to her own reflection.
It shall be done, O sallow one.
She closes the mirror, looks at you directly, almost as if she can see you, and then she smiles. A smile to melt the heart, a smile to drown in, a smile to send an army off to war.
Well, not sure what she hopes to gain here. I mean, she has 0 chance of surviving the first turn. I don't think I can reach her back, so I can't. Yeah, she's done for. She can't use weapons anymore. So what are you gonna do? Disease, decaying, atrophy. And that was it. That was the best you could do. But I'm pretty sure I should have something. Yeah. This is gonna hurt you more than me. Black mirror. Communication device. Ooh. So it looks like you can actually walk here, but it's lava. Armor Frost Scroll. What a load of rubbish.
Life shall be restored. Loved ones returned.
I do appreciate the fact that just knowing some sort of a code phrase or being able to tell that you're under someone's thrall is not enough to really hide your presence. If you want to interact with people, at least they can try to figure out who you actually are.
Magisters. Not what they signed up for, I bet.
Yeah, I don't think anyone signs up for something like this. Might as well take a look what's on the other side. There's a watcher here, whatever that is, level 17. No indication what the place is. Duna Sanctum. So each god has their own sanctum. I need to know a level 16 Granite Protector. Seems like a level appropriate place for us, so I'll leave things here.